are you? It's a Wednesday. What's up, Jace? You look a little panicked over there.
We're having trouble with the sound for a second.
Yeah, is it all right? Is it all right?
It's all good now.
All right. What happened? Sounded good on this end. Okay. So I get a little crazy. Just me and Jason today. Rich Wood, Dick Wood, the fixer, is on a job interview. That's right. He's a workaholic. And let's hope things go well at Fuddruckers. The kid can make a burger. I know. How you doing, Patreon members? You are the lifeblood. Signed up already this month. I don't know. What did I count? 60-something? I don't know. The show's growing. Like Hillary's horse. It's growing. Let's keep it growing. By the way, Newtown Theater, I don't know if I mentioned, I think I did, but it was sold out. 300 people last weekend. I will see you people, speaking of Pennsylvania, in Philly this weekend, Friday and Saturday night, the Helium Comedy Club. 2 shows each night. I'm not used to doing that anymore. I've become spoiled. I like to do theaters. 1 show, get in, get out. But I also need the reps. When you're a comic, you got to work on it. It's like a muscle. It atrophies if you don't use it. So I am dreading that second show on Friday night. It's just fucking totally unnecessary, unless you're the club owner and you make dough. What is going on in the... Oh, Big Shasta, hit me up. Again, I told you on Monday, I don't know if you're a Patreon member, but he's got a local cigar bar that I want to work material out at, which will be kill. Don't forget the Motor City Madman next month. Teddy Nugent, one of my rock and roll heroes who deafened me, will be joining us. And a few more. We're working a few more guests. I got Gutfeld texting back and forth with him. He's become a diva, you know. He's doing the show with Tom Shalhoub. And he goes up and he reads his books, his monologues, and I guess they have a visual display. And he's selling quite well. He should. He's on TV every day. But I just said, hey, quit being fucking, Jenny from the block. And let's get on here. And I said, put the book away in your monitor and do stand-up. Grow a pair. Let's see how funny you are. He's actually a great guy and smart as hell. So we'll get him too. He needs about a 2-month leeway before we let him know. Apparently, he's like fucking Ella Fitzgerald in the 70s. We're coming out to you live, Patreon members, as usual. You know that, though.
Okay. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live! Fuck it!
Yeah, fuck it.
I want all of you to enjoy your cake. So, enjoy.
It's a wild, wild world out there.
What the hell's going on out here?
I don't know. I'll tell you what's going on. CNN is having a bad day. I should say a bad week. We had Chris Cuomo, a.k.a. Fredo, lose his shit. Now we got Don Lemonades being accused of sexual assault. I couldn't be happier. Put a picture up of pretty Don Lemon. Look at him with his dumb bow tie. As racist, as hateful, doesn't like straight people, doesn't like Republicans, doesn't like Trump, and uses his show just to spiel horse shit. Look at that necktie. Oh, goodness. Anyways, he's a little deep doo-doo. Apparently, he got somebody's panties in a bunch, but he just fucking, he makes me sick looking at him.
I suck cock.
Oh, that's not
and
necessary.
I love it.
Yes,
yummy, yummy.
Okay, yummy. I've never tried it. I did go to Tubby's last night, and that was delicious. A former Hamptons bartender says in a new lawsuit that Don Lemonades assaulted him after the CNN host disgustingly fondled himself at a local watering hole. I don't know about that.
Fucking quiz!
Hey, take it easy. Know plenty of gay people who don't fondle themselves at watering holes. They do it behind a mailbox on 42nd Street, where it's supposed to be done, goddammit. Dustin Heiss says in a Suffolk County Supreme Court suit, how's that go to the Supreme Court? I don't even know how the legal system works. That he was slinging drinks in July 2018 for the Old Stove Pub in Sagaponack. That's in Long Island. They still name all their streets and shit after dead Indians. It really makes me laugh when I drive down there. You'll see a family of Cherokees standing on the median strip crying because fucking men's shitter was named after their uncle, fucking Flying Eagle or whatever. I always bring it up when I work in Long Island. But he was at the Stove Pub working. Him and his coworkers decided to go out for a few drinks after work. They headed to Murph's Backstreet Tavern. Just Backstreet sounds like a place where Lemon would hang out. And Sag Harbor, which is beautiful. I've done a few theaters down there. Where Heist told the Post, I see out of the corner of my eye, it's Don Lemon. He's in a bikini. No, he's in a bar. So I had 2 beers, he says, maybe 3 at the most. I said, hey, Don, let me buy you a drink. I turned to Nick, the bartender, and said, hey, Nick. That was me. I was down there. I moonlight. I need the money. My wife has a horrible coke habit. I said, hey, Nick, let me get 2 vodka lemon drops. Oh, he was buying them lemon drops because Don Lemon. Now, here's where I question it. I think you were pointing out he was gay by buying him lemon drops. All right, his name was Lemon, whatever. And I put 2 fingers in the air, just like, you know who would. Just like Lemon would put 2 fingers up somebody's ass. Nick, there's no need of that type of talk. Well, fuck you. Don was sitting with 2 or 3 other people, and he looks at me and goes, I'm just trying to have a good time, man. Oh, my God, he's a diva bitch. I said, oh, okay, sorry. And that was it, Heist said. I absolutely wasn't hitting on him whatsoever. Heist said of Lemon, who's gay and married, and Heist said, I'm a heterosexual male. Put a picture up of Heist. I'm going to challenge him on that too. That's not heterosexual. I'm sorry. That guy, what was that? Was that mine? I shut the motherless fucks. I shut the thing off. Does that guy look straight to you? I mean, he could be. There's pretty straight people, but golly God, I don't know. That haircut and those eyes say one thing to me.
I suck cock.
Oh, take it easy. So anyways, Heist told the Post about 5 or 10 minutes later, Don gets up, walks around to the bar, comes right up to me and puts his hands down his board shorts. He rubs himself aggressively, his penis and whatever else is done. What the? Wait, we know he's not a hermaphrodite. Maybe we don't. I don't know. But I looked up board shorts to see what Don Lemon was wearing, and this is what I found. This is what he's wearing at the bar. Who's that? Gandhi? Gandhi fucking hanging some serious meatage? People are starving. He's got 70 pounds of beef in his pants. Who is that? That's Rod Rosenstein in about 25 years. Look at the sandals and black socks. I think that's somebody famous, and they might have photoshopped. If I had a package like that, that's all I'd wear. That is all I'd wear if I had a package like that. That's probably superimpose, whatever the fuck, Photoshop. But thank you so much. Holy shit, I can see the head. That's all I would wear. Do you understand? I'd wear this with a tie, and I'd walk around with that. I'd be at the mall, just sitting there, waiting for my blood thinners, following girls into Abercrombie Fitch and saying, buy those pants with the holes in the ass, you big bitches. Anyways, Lemon then shoved his index finger. This is after he put his hand on his pants. This guy says, shoved his index and middle fingers in the plaintiff's mustache and under the plaintiff's nose. That's enough to ruin your appetizer right there. Some gay sweat balls. Matter of fact, I think that was the appetizer. Can I get 12 gay sweat balls and some oysters? And take a look at the effect that the sweat from Lemon's balls had on this guy's mustache. Apparently, he went in there with a... What? Look at that. If I was a relief pitcher in the pros, Jason, would you not? Huh?
Raleigh finger style.
Raleigh fingers, man. Look at that. The fucking hitters, you could hit a line drive right up the box, it would go through your mustache. Speaking of, hey, how about breaking up your Mets there? Didn't they make a bunch of moves?
They picked up Marcus Stroman. That was the big one.
But they made a bunch of moves, didn't they? I know that was the big one.
They got Joe Panic. Giants DFA'd him. They picked
Talk
him
a little louder, please.
Oh, they picked up Joe Panic. He was DFA'd by the Giants.
Yeah.
So that was a nice move. So
it was all right. I read his numbers, but they're 15 out of 16. Yep. Good for them. Meanwhile, my fucking Red Sox are in a tailspin. Let's get back to it. I digress. So he sticks his fingers in this guy's mustache after he fondled his own nutsack, and he goes, do you like pussy or dick? He kept saying P or D, P or D, which is, that happened to me tomorrow, but it was a Pepsi or Diet Coke taste. Look at Donnie Lemon, huh? He's got the lips of a bitch. He said it 3 or 4 times. I'm like, whoa, man, what the hell? The accuser said he was so traumatized that he fled the bar and came back a couple minutes later to find Lemon gone. I had to go into work the next day, and by then, people across town knew all about it. It spread like AIDS. Wildfire. And I had people coming in that week and ordering lemon drops and being like, give me 2, infuriating and humiliating me, he said, which is, that's where he loses me. Grow up. Really? Heist says in his suit that he suffered severe emotional stress and loss of future earnings and opportunity and is suing for unspecified damage. Oh, bullshit. This is where, see, back in the old days, folks, I know you like to think we're living in a touchy-feely world and it's better that way. No, this would have been solved. Some gay guy who's prominent on TV stuck his fingers in some guy's mustache that was straight. He'd fucking beat the living shit out of him, and everybody in the bar goes, you know what? He had it coming. Anybody hear those planes? What is going on? Anyhow, I think we were better off back then when 2 men, or 2, in this case, 2 women, solved it physically, like 2 women/men. So, but it proves Don Lemon's just an angry creep, okay? And again, he's obsessed with his sexuality, and he sees everybody that voted for Trump as a bigot and a homophobe. Meanwhile, he's behaving like this. I got to believe the guy didn't make all this up. There's witnesses. But you don't go, you know what, I'm going to lose future work. Wash your mustache if it still smells like sweat balls. Why are you not going to get work? But Don Lemon, you're not kidding anybody. You're an angry fucking straight hater. I don't know what that's called, a heterophobe. Pretty good, huh? So between him and Chris Cuomo, I'm smart! Not like I'm dumb! Like everybody says, I'm smart! And I want respect! And I want to fun on my balls! And let's clear that up. Even he's backpedaling. There was a lot of stuff about... Cuomo actually referred to himself as Fredo in a couple clips. So that was, whatever. So it's been a bad week for CNN, or a good week, depending on how you look at it, you know? They're in the news, but they're supposed to be reporting the news. And it's all going to be a moot point once Trump leaves office and they collapse like a cheap camera. What? The left is off the hinges. Not just Don Lemon, not just CNN, but what they put out there makes people fucking cuckoo. What are you talking about, Nick? Well, a group of open border activists threatened employees of a government contractor in Florida that Florida. Jesus, I'm turning into Bernie. Into Florida, we will have our eyeglasses. God damn it, I wrote the bill. I'm a 140-year-old Jew. Don't fuck with me. A government contractor in Florida that provides facility space for the Immigration Customs and Enforcement, that would be ICE agency, to detain border crossers and illegal aliens the day before a shooting at the contractor's office in Texas. So these lefty fucks, these open border fucking scumbags, are actually shooting at this company, which does something good. They provide space for, you know, they manage those places, the detainee centers. And these people, these leftist fucking loons, you guys are wrong about everything. You're violent. You project onto the right everything that you are. You're shrill. You're violent. You're intolerant. You're fucking horrible people. An exclusive footage captured by Matt Purdy. Protesters with listen to some of the names of these groups. The Never Again Action. Never Again Action. That's what the Jets call their offense for the last 30 years. Miramar Circle of Protection. Friends of Miami-Dade Detainees. Sounds like a punk band. Food Not Bombs. Fort Lauderdale. Is that the choice? How about combining the two? I'll have a steak bomb. Have you ever had a steak bomb? Oh, my God. It's just like a cheese steak, only with everything on it. Who else? Students working for equal rights. Hey, why don't you students get back in the classroom where you belong so you can be indoctrinized into the shit? And Black Lives Matter Alliance, thank God they showed up. There's a terrorist organization that was founded on a fucking myth, yet every time something bad goes down in the streets, these scumbags are out there. They should be arrested for being part of it. They were shouting threats at workers and former employees of the GEO group. It's always the same people out there. What do I say to you guys? Every time we see social justice warriors or activists out there, who's always in the front? It's some ugly fat broad with bad skin, Janine Garofalo glasses. Again, I love Janine. I just hate her glasses. You see these fucking rims everywhere, Starbucks. And I can just tell by looking at your rims, some of you women, that you're offended by everything. But every clip we show, when we show something like this, it's always a woman who's disgruntled because she never fit in. She never fit in, and she's angry, and somehow she's always welcomed by these left-wing groups with open arms because they're disgruntled. They weren't liked in high school, too. So they get, well, take a look at this jerk-off.
The central thing that we mourn on Tisha B'Av is called Sinat Chinam, and that means faceless.
Pause. Let's analyze this piece of ass. Ay, ay, ay. She's got eyebrows like the Shah of Iran. Look at the fucking ear. Each one of those earrings is 5 years of quality time her parents didn't spend with her. Am I looking at, is it just her right eye, the lens dark, or that maybe it's just how the light's hitting it? But look at her. Look at, do you really think she ever had any friends? She's just angry. She doesn't fit in, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong. Unfortunately, in America, we put a lot of stress on women's looks. So, but I'm just saying that's her beef is with God, not with Trump, not with the company Geo, the private contractor. But let the pig talk.
We mourn the Sinat Chinam
What?
of Geo and everything that it stands for as part of the deportation machine. We are here to make noise. We are here to say, never again. Never again. Never again.
Look how angry she is.
Never again.
Pause. Never again. That's what every broad that met you on Tumblr said after they fucking dated you and you chewed with your mouth open. Yes. I always get behind her going through the TSA, too, at the airport. 70 pounds of shrapnel in her fucking right ear. Walk through again. Fuck that. Never again. She hates the world. She hates herself. It gets better. Let me read on with these chooches. One protester specifically threatened the GEO's, we'll call him GEO's group former general counsel, that would be a lawyer, John Bulfin, shouting the locations and addresses of where his children live in the United States. When I say to you we're on the verge of a civil war, see, because the right better stop pushing back. I'm one of these guys that eye for an eye, fight fire with fire. I want to start seeing some of the lefties being doxxed. Show me where Pelosi gets her fucking nails done. Show me where Barack Obama's hanging these days. I'll get to him in a few minutes. How about Joaquin Castro? Show me where he gets his fucking faggy eyebrows waxed. Let's start doxing them and where they fucking live and yell out where their kids go to school. You want to get it on? That's what they want to do. They want to get it on. And the Joaquin Castros of the world are the real fucking pussies. They put that out there. They dox Trump supporters, and then he steps back surrounded by all his, because he's a congressman. Whatever him and his brother do. Fucking other than hate America. And here comes another angry broad who, again, never had a finger stuck in her, so she's pissed at the world. That's gross, Nick. I don't give a shit. Go ahead.
David Ventura!
Quit your job!
We know where all your children live throughout the country. John Bolfin, you have kids in you have kids in we know everything about you, and you won't just be seeing us here.
Oh, is that a threat?
We know what kind of dog food you buy your dogs.
Pause. We know what kind of food you buy your dogs. That's what he just said. And why are you hiding your face, you fat fuck? Lot of balls, threatening people, giving out their addresses where their kids go to school. But you cover your face. Lot of balls. Lot of balls. Who's that to the left? A young Chris Christopherson holding on a straw hat. Go ahead.
John Bolton.
Yeah.
She's a malignant cunt.
Yeah, that's what both of them are. You people that work for Geo or whatever, and you do a good thing, I hope you fight fire with fire. But it gets worse, because this is what I'm talking about, the violence. The threats came just a day before gunmen allegedly fired shots into local ICE offices in Geo Group offices in San Antonio, in what the Federal Bureau of Investigation is describing as a targeted attack. We'll follow up on it. How come I haven't heard anything?
It's not going to be long before you all kill yourselves because you're all crazy.
Okay? They're firing into buildings. Especially El Paso. Didn't we have enough gunplay there? Oh, the FBI. We're going to look at, look, there's the fucking one. Okay? So shouldn't somebody have been arrested by now? Maybe they have. Maybe I haven't caught up on it. That's how cutting edge we are here. But what I'm saying is you're watching the beginning of a civil war. Last time, they're actually shooting at the buildings of people they disagree with now. Every one of those fucking pigs should be locked up. Everybody that was at that protest. Freedom of speech. No. Shooting into a building is a felon, actually. Felony, excuse me. Geo Group VP of Corporate Relations, Pablo Paez. Probably get relatives in the detainee center that he's managing. No, Nick, come on. But he said these are politically motivated attacks. Thank you, Quincy, for connecting the dots. We have been a services provided to the federal government for over 30 years. The fact is that the services we provide in our facilities today, okay, there's less helicopters in a MASH unit. What the fuck's going on? Are we going to ever do that thing, Jason? Don't do it. He says the fact is that the services we provide in our facilities today are in no way different than the high-quality professional services under the same standards that we provided for 8 years under President Barack Hussein. I threw the Hussein in there. Obama's administration. So where was the outrage then? Exactly. You know why? Because Barack wasn't a blonde-haired, blue-eyed president billionaire who's not afraid to mix it up racially. Where was your outrage? Were you shooting into fucking the White House? I can't believe this. We have pictures. We have photos when Obama was president of kids in cages and shit. And the press is just holding Trump responsible. You guys are the filthiest, most corrupt people. What more do you need to say about a medium or an industry that gives Al Sharpton his own show after the shit he stirred up in New York in the 70s where people actually lost their lives? Last year, Abolish ICE. Jason was a member of that for a few years. Protesters targeted agents in the city of Portland, Oregon, shouting racial slurs at Hispanic and Black American ICE officers. So who were the racists? Who were the bigots? Once again, far-left radicals projecting this shit on us. Those same Abolish ICE activists also videotaped, I couldn't find this, themselves beheading a doll of President Donald Trump. The images depicted Trump's head being chopped off with a guillotine. Yeah, we know thanks for clearing that up. We know what a beheading is, whoever wrote this article. But are you with me, folks? Are we almost there yet, the tipping point? People who disagree with the current administration's policies fire into a building with a rifle. FBI, we better see some arrests. Next 48 hours, I will get my Volkswagen Beetle and drive out there. You sons of bitches. So, they've lost their minds. They have, since Trump came down the goddamn escalator, they have lost their fucking minds. Let's stay on the violence, shall we? Because it is America. It's American, it's Chevrolet, apple pie, yeast infections. I mean, it really is. Here's something I can relate to, a story that you guys are going to find, it touched home with me, obviously. If you guys are fans of mine, you know why. Andy Dick attacked after French Quarter show. That will be in New Orleans, okay? A representative for Andy Dick says the controversial comedian was attacked after a performance in the French Quarter early Saturday. Dick's booking agent, Robert Cuvillon, said Dick was sucker punched as he was leaving One-Eyed Jack's on Toulouse Street following his show there. He said the comedian was waiting on an Uber. Jesus, every time somebody's waiting on an Uber, all shit breaks loose. Not blaming Uber in this situation. When somebody hit him, unprovoked, and which is right there, that's unusual for Andy Dick, because there's a million times I've seen clips going, I want to punch this guy in the face. I met him at the roast and shit. He's crazy, you know. I can see how, but this does not justify what happened to him. Andy Dick wasn't looking, and the guy sucker punched him, which has happened to me a little over a year ago at Levity Live, where I'll be in October, I think. You guys know the story. Guy came up to me, stood to my right. Can I get a picture with you? He's talking to me, and his daughter winds up and cracks me. And here you go. Jason, well done. I was, but you've seen this. Fucking eye closed in about 30 seconds. And it's why I carry 2 knives now and a machete with rust all over. She was in Birkenstocks, and she was a walking yeast infection. And Carly Mulda, that's her name. If you guys want to look her up. Anyways, here's the video of Andy Dick. Watch the guy circled in the black right there in the middle of that. Well, keep an eye. Okay? Could you be any more cowardly? That's right. Pick up your beer and run away, bitch. Okay? Keep an eye on Andy Dick. Watch his head hit bang. He bounced off a motorcycle. How about he's unconscious for 15 minutes? Do you know people have died because of this? We had this woman on, Donna Kent. Remember her son was waiting for an Uber, knocked on a window. This was in Queens a couple years ago. Angry black guy got out. He was a basketball coach. Did the same thing, and the kid died. Okay? So, Andy Dick, wasn't asking for it. We walk out of the club to Uber. This is his man. Was saying bye to my friends. Andy was standing in front of the club when the guy cold-cocked him while he was talking to somebody. His head hit into a wall, then fell into the motorcycle, then cracked on the cement. He was transported for the ICU for head injuries and was in the hospital for a few days. According to Courvillon, that's the French pronunciation. You could say it like this, Courvillon. Before the attack, Dick was polite and nice to the crowds, took photos with his fans, had a great show. Courvillon said the comedian was unconscious for about 15 minutes after he was punched. Now, I've been railing against this meet and greet horse shit. It started about 10 years ago, I would say, where clubs now expect you don't have to. But they used to ask, and I used to say, no, I'm not. Why not? Because I do a different type of act. I don't, and I have a short temper like some of the people, and I don't want to fight, But I've gone out, because now people who love me come out to see me, and it's fairly safe. But even then, even when I'm signing something, when I was in Newtown, I was signing a guy's shirt, and I was doing it like this. I wrote over my own hand, actually, with a marker. But it's not part of the job description. Description? That's right. It's not part of job description, yo. A comedian's supposed to show up, make you guys laugh, not become your fucking pals and friends after, and deal with people who've been drinking for 5 hours, yapping your ear off, and then something like this could happen. Unless you're, Gallagher too, and you're smashing cantaloupes and shit. Nobody's going to get mad at that. Unless there's a pro-fruit activist in the crowd. But did you see my point? You don't fucking mingle. You don't know who's in the audience, especially today. If you're talking about anything political and you're a fucking deplorable. So quit making them do that. I don't think they have to, but they sort of expect it now. Some people, club owners, managers get a little, because what they do is take those pictures, they put them on social media. And, oh, look who's at the club, Pauly Shore, with 3 prostitutes next to him, all male. What? So anyways, Dick's manager said it was really bad. They said they had to cancel a second show at One Eye Jack's, and because of the incident. Dick will never likely book again in New Orleans. You have to be a little suspect at New Orleans anyway. It's one of the only major cities that didn't have a comedy club, even during the boom. It's a party town. It's not for comedy. I used to I go, good, they don't have one because they know it doesn't work. Everybody walks around drunk and shit. That's what you're supposed to do, You can do a theater there. Me and Robert Kelly did a theater or whatever, but I never trusted a city that didn't have a comedy club in 1988. Dick was released from the hospital, flew back to L.A. Monday, which surprises me. When you suffer head trauma like that, they put you on a plane. But he's crazy anyways. His manager said they have filed a police report and plan to press charges. Yeah, good luck with that. I tried that. See, in my case, they weren't interested because I was an older white guy, sucker punched by a yeast infection in Birkenstocks, and the DA's office was all broads. I could tell they had no fucking interest in helping me. And they wouldn't return first they did, first month or so they returned, emails. Then they just stopped. Another woman took over, couldn't get straight answers. I'd go a month without hearing from her. And so I have to do what Fredo would do. I have to take care of myself. What does that mean? Oh, Anyways, they say they believe the guy that attacked him, his motive was to sell the video of the attack to tabloids.
Give me the money, you understand? Give me the fucking money, you hear me? You hear me? I gotta come here and bust my balls. Give me the fucking money.
New Orleans police initially declined to comment, but later, listen to this. This one bugged me too. Later confirmed they were investigating the incident, calling it a possible assault. Only in New Orleans is that a possible assault. Have a guy sucker punching another guy, knocking him unconscious for 50. Well, I don't know. We're on the fence. Could have been just a rough high five. You know, let's take another look at it. How is that a possible assault? That's like with the broad that hit me. They got it down to like a, I don't know, I think it was a roughing the passer, fucking some gay thing. How do you call it a possible assault? Only in New Orleans. According to the New Orleans Police Department, Louisiana State Police responded to the scene around 2:20 a.m., but a state police spokesman said the LSP was not involved. Anyways, Andy, hope you're all right, man. I always stick by my comics, as fucking nuts as he is. I had some good lines about him on the roast. What were they? I think it was a Pam Anderson. I don't know which one it was, but I said, Andy Dick is here. I said, Andy, pick a hole and stick with it. He's banging guys, girls. Fucking real crazy dude. Is he Canadian? Well, he is now, for the story of this. I like pussy and asshole, eh? Hey. Anyways, who else in show business got in trouble this weekend? Anybody? Sarah Silverman. Now, let me tell you about Sarah, a little background, okay? I've known her for a long time. When she first came to New York, I was already there. Young comic, you know, she's funny enough. You know, to be honest with you, if she was a guy and she got the weak responses that she got doing stand-up when she was, you wouldn't know who she is. But, you know, she's got a pretty face. Jew broad. I'm just channeling Joe Pesci. Yeah, Joe, motherfucker. Nice enough. I've worked with her many times, but she went out to L.A. and got famous and turned into a fucking left-wing lunatic. She was leading the charge against Yiannopoulos. What was his name? What's his first name?
Milo?
Yeah, I was going to say Kevin. It's my go-to name. Milo. She was leading the charge against him. Remember when he was getting banned all over the place and he put a book out? She's like a book burner. She's that fucking radical, and if you go to her Twitter page, read some of her things. Well, anyways, it came back to bite her in the ass. She was fired from a movie, supposedly, for an old blackface sketch she did. Here's a picture of Sarah. I mean, she's funny at times, but I'm just saying. This is one of these broads that they won't let fail. That is the most neat blackface. That's really a racist blackface, because it shows you're leaving a white border around her. And the big white lips. That is offensive to me. But you know what? The fucking have come home. The chickens have come home to roost because your politics, Sarah. She doesn't like this type of environment now. Said she was fired from a movie after producers found a sketch from 2007 in which you were blackface. In an episode of her former Comedy Central show, the Sarah Silverman program, that she has. Look, this is another thing about these articles that you can tell they're left-leaning, because they give the person, if it's a left-wing actress, room to explain, which they never do. You know, the Sarah Silverman program that she has said she no longer stands by. They always do that with right-wingers, don't they? Chris Pratt got fired for wearing like a T-shirt. Silverman's character dons dark face paint to see You mean blackface? To see whether it is more difficult to be black or Jewish. Why does it have to be either or? You can be both. I get video to prove it. Check out my favorite musician.
Hey, yo, what it is, everybody report to the motherfucking dance floor with they motherfucking drinks, they wet-ass pussies, they big fat asses, and them big brown titties with them pepperoni nipples. Because I'm coming for you.
You tell him, Rabbi.
I got bitches all on my dick and every day, sucking on my balls, licking on my balls, bitches.
That guy was both. He has the soul of a black fella and doesn't like deodorant. What? Jason mentioned that. I had them as neighbors. I'll say it again, in Beverly Hills. Loved them. Go to church every day. They mind their business. You know, I had 2 hookers on the roof. I was shooting at them with a paintball gun. They never said fucking boo, the Jews. Not a goddamn word. The episode, which was intended to examine racism from the point of view of Silverman's eponymous character, features the comedian saying, I look like the beautiful Queen Latifah and telling the congregation at an African-American church, I'm black today. That's some edgy shit, Sarah. That's some fucking edgy shit.
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all.
Speaking to some podcast, Silverman revealed, I recently was going to do a movie, a really sweet part in a cool little movie. Then at 11 p.m. the night before, they fired me because they saw that picture of me in blackface from that episode. So they hired someone else who's wonderful, but who's never stuck her neck out. Maybe it wasn't a fucking black neck, yo. It's a chicken neck, motherfucker. But here's my point on this, all right? I'm glad this is happening because, again, the chickens have come home to roost because she's part of the, you know, getting people on the right canceled for saying shit. And now it's coming back to bite her in the ass. She doesn't like it. She doesn't like this cancer culture, she said. But you helped, Sarah, I love you, but you helped to contribute to this type of atmosphere. And she doesn't like that it's, she actually said in the article, I don't like that it's seeping into the, you know, our community. Well, that's what happens. But here's my other point. Okay, so she get canned from that. I told you I get canned from an Applebee's commercial. I was supposed to fly to Atlanta. This was probably 10 years ago, and to do an Applebee's commercial with Chip Carey, the announcer for the Braves, and somebody else. They were going to pay me like $25,000 for a day's work. And everything was ready to go. And then the next morning, my agent fucking sends me a text. Apparently, they went online and looked at your roast stuff. Oh, I was being mean at a roast. Hang me by my saggy balls. Are you shitting me? Cost me $25 large. I said to them, it's like I'm dumb, I'm smart, and I want respect. But here's my point. How is Howard Stern still? This proves if you're hugely successful and you make people literally billions, you could shoot a baby on national TV. And anyways, because when I hear blackface, I think of this sketch. Again, this was years ago. Times have changed. But how is Howard Stern even allowed on the planet after this?
Saves 9 inches.
Our next pair of judges couldn't be with us in the studio tonight. They're celebrating the new year from a secret location. Here they are, Hollywood's oddest couple, Ted Danson and Whoopi Goldberg, via satellite transmission.
How are you doing there, Mrs. Robin Withers? You know, Robin, Whoopi is a whole lot prettier after you drunk a couple of bottles of this here malt liquor.
Drink on, honey.
With every sip, you get better and better, baby. Your snatch smell like a kingfish.
I didn't write that.
Ted, I must
Sherman
say
Hemsley.
that I can't believe you're still in blackface after the Friars Roast controversy.
Oh, hush up. I hate blackface. I just can't get this shit off. Besides, Whoopi done wrote everything I'm going to say here tonight, so
Pause.
it's all right.
You hear what he does here? Whoopi wrote all these jokes. This is how he gets around it, even though nobody else would get around, even back then. But he's making, the radio station zillions. But you see what he did? He slipped it in. Whoopi wrote all these jokes. That sort of diffuses the situation. He gets to say horrible shit like this.
Ain't that right, you smelly nigger?
I didn't write that.
Well, you is a smelly nigger.
Oh, my God.
I got some more jokes for your New Year's Eve party there.
You're not tired of this?
And don't be racially offended, because Whoopi done wrote them for me, okay?
See?
Here we
Go
go.
ahead.
Clarify that.
Black hole.
Black hole.
You're gonna love this. Hello there. What do I loves most about the Whoopi? Yeah.
Ted sure has great timing.
Hey, Robin, what does you call a black rocket scientist?
I don't know,
A
Ted.
nigger. Whoopi wrote it, Whoopi wrote it. Hey, did you happen to notice this?
No, what
this
is that?
This here's my mother, Mama Danson. Why, she done work in blackface, too.
She must be very proud.
Yeah.
Now I know you really love me, Ted. You the man.
I tell you, you the man. What done happened to Sherman's career?
All right.
It really...
How does Howard Stern get a pass? Why? Because he makes people zillions. In a perfect world, this should all be fucking fine. You can't tell me black people weren't laughing their ball. I'm sure there's some that were upset about it, but there were black people who have a sense of humor and go, look at this fucking nutcase. But, I'm just saying, he's still, I mean, that was years ago. They put him on when America's Got Talent, whatever those shows are, and it's on national TV. But anyways, Miss Silverman, I'm just saying, man, the hand that feeds you came back to slap you in the black face. Now, look at here. Hey, see you at Helium Comedy Club this weekend, ladies and gentlemen. You can get these dates at nickdip.com. And then Thursday, September 26th, Wise Guys Comedy Club, Salt Lake City. Can't wait. And another one next 2 nights after that, Friday and Saturday, September 27th and 28th. The Comedy Works. That's my manager's new room in Las Vegas, Nevada. Can't fucking wait. It looks like a place it's an would perform. It's the oldest hotel left or whatever. Thursday, October 10th, Levity Live, Nyack, New York, returning to the scene of the crime for one night. Friday, October 11th, the Strand Theater in Seymour, Connecticut. That's new. Friday, November 15th, the Cortland Repertory Theater, Cortland, New York. Tickets are on sale now. Saturday, November 16th, the Comedy Works, Saratoga Springs. New Year's Eve, the Tarrytown Music Hall. Tarrytown. I can't believe we're talking about New Year's. You blink your eyes, man. And then 2020, Friday, January 24th, the Ridgefield Playhouse, Ridgefield, Connecticut. Beautiful venue. Saturday, February 15th, the Kelsey Theater, Lake Park, Florida. And we're going to book some more dates right here in Georgia and some dates in the state of Maine, where I went to school. Bob Marley, a very funny comedian from Maine. So they're starving for entertainment. 11 miles from the Canadian border. Here's some more proof that college campuses are nothing but indoctrination centers for liberal ideology, Marxist ideology, communist ideology, anti-American ideology, anything but math, science, English, what's it? Campus reform. You know that they go on campuses and tap into what's going on and what brainwashing is going on with the left. So anyways, they went interviews some students at George Washington University, which is you can't be a dummy to get in there. Although this might make you think otherwise. But they interviewed some, listen to this, students sign a petition to ban offensive white man in crosswalks. I'm not making this up.
White power, 1, 2, 3, 4.
That little white guy. This is all a put on, but watch the sheep. Watch these so-called informed voters. These are the people who vote Democrat. These are your people. This is what you promote on college campuses. They recently, by the way, GW, the school, recently changed the school's mascot. The Colonials. That was racist, And they also, in a survey, said that Barack Obama was the best president in history. So these guys are sharp as... These are your future lawyers and shit. So Campus Reform went there and asked the students if they supported changing the offensive, oppressive white man in the crosswalk. Here's what they found.
I'm Ethan Kai with Campus Reform, and today we're at George Washington University. That is a white man. Will students sign a fake petition to change it in the name of diversity and inclusion? Let's find out. Would you be willing to sign a petition for me? The crosswalk signs, we're trying to petition to have them changed. Some students on campus have been offended by them because it's just a picture of a white man. We're proposing that we could change them to be more representative of an inclusive environment.
That's so cute! Oh my god, yeah! Wait, that's awesome!
Is this something you've thought about before?
No, I never thought about it, but I
Pause.
feel like I...
No, I never thought about it. You know why? Because... There's no reason to think about it. It's so asinine, it's not even on my radar. And I'm a chick at a liberal college. Nobody's more sensitive than me, and even I haven't thought about this. This is how fucking retarded. But you see how quick she was to ingest something politically correct in the name of anti-whiteism? Look at some of these things. I'd be offended by the guy with a gut. What's the Asian guy with a bloated gut? Then you got the rainbow, obviously the gay fella, and then you got the guy rolling a flat tire up the street, and apparently square dancing is in at the fucking what's with the bra with a bad dress, but go ahead.
Yes, why some students have a problem with it. Okay, yeah, that's cool. I'll totally say
Yeah, that's
that.
cool.
We propose like these
that's
other
so
things
lit.
so it could be more.
That's so lit. Pause. That's so lit. Right there, I would go like this. If I was the guy with a clipboard, I'd go like this and roundhouse kick, knock her pigtails into the street. That's so lit. That's the new term here at the Nick DiPaolo Show. That's so lit. I guess that means you have shed light on the. It's like woke, only it's lit. Is that what it is?
Pretty much just means cool.
I don't think so. I think, you know, when you get a thought bubble in the light bulb thing, that's so lit means cool.
Yeah, fam, it's lit AF, yo.
Have you heard that before?
Oh yeah, it's all the rage still.
That's
Surprisingly.
so lit. Fucking. That's so fucking stupid.
I don't offend anyone, you know.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
So is this something you guys can get on board with?
Absolutely, yeah.
Right. You guys sign for me?
You know, I assume it's like one of many ways in which the default is imagined to be a white man.
Pause. Did you hear that from this yeast infection on wheels? I suppose it's in many cases where the default is the white man. Yeah, the country was founded by white folks. Sorry. Do you see? Do you fucking...
I'm a fucking idiot.
No, they're ignorant. That's ignorant.
No, they're George Washington University students. They're the future of D.C. You look at all the famous people. A lot of the politicians went to Go ahead.
This isn't probably the most important one to me, but I totally get that it would be important to other people.
See?
We're trying to be, you know, yeah, we're trying to be pioneers.
Well, that's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Thank you so much.
Oh, no, pause. Even the smart Asian students are buying into this horseshit. You would have thought that she, an Asian girl, would have said, fuck that. I wanted to go to Harvard, and I couldn't get in because of... Wait a minute, I couldn't get in because why? That's right, they were black people. Black students were getting in with worse grades than... But you know what? It's white guys that ran it, so yes, I will sign the... Go ahead.
I haven't really thought of it as a white guy. I've just thought of it as the light is white.
I mean, now that I've thought about it, I haven't ever thought about it, but it's just one of those things that... It's definitely a lack of representation. Yeah, for sure.
Is this something you've thought about before?
Yeah.
Fucking liar. Pause. Liar. Lying whore. Really, dude? You that woke? You were crossing the street with 12 bears and you go, look at that fucking cracker telling me to walk when there's a bus come. You fucking cheese eater. Oh, may a pack of yaks give birth to some litter in your sister's pantyholes. Go ahead.
If you're doing such a variety, there might be just a lot of money involved.
How do you think like students who like are offended by this would feel?
Probably more validated.
Pause.
Like,
Oh. You know, I was really down on myself. I'm a young black man, but, you know. Then I saw that they were changing little white guy, the cross signs. They're going to make him Puerto Rican. So I am more validated. How about we get rid of those? You don't want white guys telling you what to do? Get rid of it altogether. Cross the streets on your own. That way we'll pick off a few of these morons. They'll feel more validated.
Who said that?
Oh, some young communist.
Who the fuck said that?
George Washington
Who's
University.
the slimy little communist shit twinkle-toed cocksucker down here who just signed his own death warrant?
Anyways, the point of the exercise was to show you how quick that the rats bite the cheese. Do you see what we've done? They have no ability to think on their own. There is one guy, right? Watch one guy, if we can find him. Let it roll. He'll come up.
It's kind of simple, you know? Just a guy walking across the street,
But what?
If it can help other people out, then why not?
There you go. Ow. What the fuck?
Thank you so much.
She's a faculty member.
Have a good day.
Yeah.
Oh, Christ. Honestly, I'm ideologically opposed.
Okay.
I love it. Why didn't you just say that as the stupidest fucking... I'm ideologically opposed. You know why? Because he knows the cameras are probably rolling. He's going to try to get a job. It would have been funny if he just headbutted the guy. Fucking, I'm ideologically opposed. Good for you, guy dressed like a mannequin at fucking, I don't know, Brothers and Gay and Son? I don't know. So political correctness. Here's a guy who was never politically correct. He used to knock old ladies out. He'd walk them home, then take their groceries and knock them out. Those are his own words. But he grew up in the worst part. He grew up in Brownsville, East Brooklyn, the worst part on the planet. And Mike Tyson, who I absolutely love, still think he got railroaded with the whole rape thing. I really do. I researched it over and over again. And Tyson says he smokes 40, get this, 40 grand worth of pot each month. Now, I'm no Surgeon General. And after you're a boxer and you've had 60 pro fights or 50, whatever it is, pretty sure your brain doesn't need to be. You're wasting your money. You're going to be slurring your words and in a diaper and a few. You don't need the fun. But you know what? He's happy. He's happy doing it. And there's something I really love about this guy. And he really is. You ever hear him in interviews and in the history when he's he's no dummy. And his mother was a prostitute. The way he grew up and what he's achieved only could happen in this racist country called America. But here's Tyson in all his glory now, just fucking high as a kite.
What do we smoke a month? Is it 40,000 a month?
We smoke
40,000 a month.
We smoke 10 tons of weed at the ranch a month.
40 grand. Ain't that crazy? That's crazy
It's
shit.
crazy.
Right?
What?
We take it for granted.
Smoke a lot of weed here.
$40,000 worth of weed a month?
Yeah.
That's a lot of weed.
That's all they can say about
it.
That's nonstop, every second weed right there.
Look at him. I love him. Gray beard.
But we throwing out in the dispensaries like what? Was it 500 a month?
There ain't nothing wrong with that.
500 a month. 500,000.
This is a great market to be in. Like the money is phenomenal.
I can't believe we doing this. I can't believe I'm talking to you smoking on the fucking podcast. This is like a fucking garbage. I was fucked up before all this weed shit came. I was fucked up, man.
Happy to have you back.
Yeah, me too. I was this fucked up.
You see the smoke? It looked like there was a tire fire going on. I was fuck them before. He's starting to get old, but would you ever fuck with him? I don't care. He's 110 and high as a guy. Did you hear what he said? He's got a ranch out in wherever, Arizona, California, wherever it is. $500,000 he sells to the dispensaries a month. And high as a kite, you know it's good. You keep him mellow. You don't want to piss him off. You know what drove him? Buster Douglas drove him to this. Remember this? This is. I dropped a joint over here. It's on the floor. It's a joint over here. I dropped it under the rug or something. He's been involved in the pot industry since his last fight in 2005. And his fall from grace was legendary, they say. He suffered an 8th-round knockout and an unsuccessful title bid against Lennox Lewis and then retired in 2005 with a record of 56-2. With 44 knockouts. Released in prison in 1995. He did 3 years. And again, I read all the shit. I thought he'd get railroaded.
This is rape. This is rape. This is rape.
Beauty pageant. I don't even remember her name. But he looks happy, doesn't he? And he tied the kite. He can't fucking, I'm all fucked up. Very high. Finally tonight, I want to show you some propaganda real quick. Okay? Some left-wing propaganda. There's like 9 clips like this. But I'm going to break this down. And I personally don't think it's true. I think it's one of these cases of a hoax where, a white liberal hangs a noose on a black person's doorknob at a college dorm and they try to blame it on Trump support. I think this is a classic case. I don't know that. I'm speculating here. But to me, this is a classic case of that. This is a setup. Don't know. Again, my fucking opinion. But somebody put some racist flyers outside a synagogue in Seattle, and here's a local story about it.
Jamie, racists are targeting Seattle's Jewish community with anti-immigrant rhetoric. And police are investigating a series of flyers that were plastered at synagogues around South Seattle that say, "Send them back." Now, we have blurred out the text at the bottom of the flyer, excluding other racist language and the name of the group claiming responsibility. But the flyer appears to allude to 4 U.S. representatives that were at the center of a series of tweets sent by President Trump.
Pause. Let me help you hoax people out, and I believe this is a fucking hoax. They'll get to the bottom of it. if you're going to do a hoax like that, you don't make it so right on the nose. You don't take something that happened to the news a couple weeks ago, you know, something that Trump might have said or did, and just Photoshop the article on your racist flyer. It looks too staged, you know? I know a guy who's a cop for 30 years down in Florida. He used to go undercover to white supremacist groups and shit. They're way more savvier than this. And he said, you have no idea. He said to me, you don't want to know what kind of weapons they have. He goes, I couldn't believe what they had in the 80s. He goes, I didn't want to see it now. But this, to me, I'm telling you, they're going to get to it. It's another one of these, you know, somebody wrote the N-word on my car, and it turns out to be whatever. But go ahead.
Part of which said, quote, why don't they go back and help fix the totally broken and crime-infested places from which they came?
See, now the media gets to get involved. Again, this is Seattle, as liberal as they come. But the local news gets to repeat to you idiots at home. They gets to repeat what Trump said. And by the way, I had no problem with it. But they get to repeat it on local news. He said, then come back and show us how it's done. He didn't just say, go. But do you see what I'm saying? If this isn't a hoax, I'm fucking Don Lemon. Go ahead.
We talked with neighbors in this community who say they see a connection between what the president is saying and these flyers.
Pause. So, congratulations. Mission accomplished. Watch this dumb white Seattle guy. By the way, one of the cities where almost every homeless person is white. That's the first thing I noticed, and that was 15 years ago. But listen to the dummy take the bait here.
This is the language that Trump is telling the American public. Hey, it's okay. And suddenly it's appearing on Nazi flyers taped to the doors of synagogues.
Really? Pause. Really? That was it? You're that easy to find? You didn't say, hey, maybe this is a hoax? And where? I know there was somebody else that thought that besides me. Where's that interview? You know? Why not interview a guy who goes, I don't believe this, actually. They wouldn't do that. You see how they laid it down? They got to bring up Trump's racist tweet about the 4 women of color in Congress, and then they have a dumb white guy go, yeah, he says this shit, and then the Nazis do it. Mission accomplished. And you can go to The Guardian, all these left-wing UK papers. They have about 9 clips of every time a white person responds. There was one of I didn't want to put it up. I'm too tired. There was a young girl getting coffee at a Starbucks or something, and the black girl behind the counter mumbled something about her being a Trump supporter. So the white girl got pissed and was standing up for herself. And then all the sheep, you know, oh, she's the fucking... It's propaganda, and the mainstream media keeps repelling it. And you guys keep... Not you guys, my fans, but the idiots on the left keep swallowing it. And the lie has become the truth. Mission accomplished. We'll keep an eye on that. And if it was, what if it was a fucking Nazi or whatever the fuck? It wasn't like he shot up a bar in Ohio like Liz Warren's fans. Again, they didn't hardly touch on that either. That is it. I am tapped out. Dressed like a goddamn car dealership manager today. Thank you so much, Patreon members. Spread the word on Facebook, all over the place, okay? Go to nickdip.com for my dates. Don't forget cameo.com. Did another one yesterday. If you want me to send a personal video message to one of your enemies, your friends, your uncles, whatever, I will be glad to roast them to say happy anniversary, happy birthday, or may they die in a house fire. Whatever you want. It's a lot of fun, and people love it, and I need the cash. Look at this necktie. Anyways, remember, you guys, you think it, I'll say it. You're very welcome, and we'll see you back here same time tomorrow. Take care of yourselves.